Mustafa, you got a ban from PSA due to doping, testing positive for a substance, which had you serve a 6-month ban from March of this year to October, which you returned. And for further context, you're coming off a very strong year last year, reaching highest world ranking of 22 in the world. And then boom, he disappears. Fans, audience don't know where he went. And then we kind of get an article that he accepted a 6-month ban. So we're out in the loop. We didn't know what happened. And I think a lot of people who asked these questions that were saying, where did Mustafa go? Why did he get banned? But I wanted to give you an opportunity to say your side of things and how this all went down on your end from the get-go.
Yeah, I was playing the World University Championship in Egypt. It was held in November. I was quite sick. Going from England to Egypt, I got really sick. I went to my doctor, prescribed me like a prescription, like a cough medication. I didn't really know anything. I'm not a person who takes a lot of medication during the tournament as well. So yeah, I took that medication for like 3 times. After the final match, I got tested, and I even wrote the medication on the paper. Like, I wrote everything that I took. I don't take any whey proteins. I don't take any anything where like any kind of like supplements. So it was for me just the medications that I take, my allergy medication and that medication that I took for my cough. Passed on completely fine for two months, I think. Yeah, 2 months. Was completely fine. Was just getting on. Got to 3rd round in TOC. Played Houston. Went to TOC. Had my first round. And before my first round, I just got an email saying from an organization called the ITA. So I was like, I don't know what's that. I'm a person who, and it has like on the email it has like a football logo. So I was like a football thing,
yeah.
A soccer thing. I was like, yeah, probably I'm a person who, if I want to watch a football match, I'll put my email on and all of these things. I was like, probably one of the things. But when I opened it was like confidential. So I was like, oh, all right. And then I opened the draft, and I was like, what is that? Like, what is he talking about? Like, I remember I had my ex-girlfriend at the time. She was like, she was with me at the time, and I was like, what is this? Like, I don't understand anything. And then, yeah, sent it straight to Marwan al-Sharbagi. And then he texted me. He said, you need a lawyer. And I was like, what do you mean? He said, look, take this number, call this guy, and he's gonna explain everything. So spoke with the guy. He said to me, yeah, this you've tested positive for this substance. It's a drug substance that has been found in one of the medications that you wrote, which can be up to 2 years. So I was like, what are you all talking about? Like, what is that? And yeah, I didn't really understand anything. I kept talking to a lot of people. Someone gave me the phone number of the woman who's controlling the NADU for the doping organization in Egypt. I spoke with her and I said, like, yeah, I have a prescription from the doctor. Like, can that like take it off? She says, no, it doesn't work like that. You need to do something called TIWI. So the TIWI is a therapeutic use of exemption. It's like you're allowed to take this medication because you have a specific condition or you're sick or whatever, but it also has like a time frame. So you cannot be like, okay, I'm going to apply for a TIWI for your whole life. It's just a specific frame. But you usually apply for it before you take the medication, which I obviously didn't do because I didn't know that this medication had anything in it. Went on, applied, obviously didn't know what I need to be applying for the emergency TIWI application. So got rejected. Went and got a proper like a lawyer and stuff, and then we tried to do another one. And this is like long story short. Tried to do another one. It took us like a long time because they wanted.
Wait, so you could explain it long. I mean, I'm super fascinated here. Is this now? This is in the timeline of things. This is around like February. Like
yeah.
Hustling and bustling all this.
Yeah, this is February time. So when I got that lawyer, it was in the Squash and Fire tournament, and she was like, "You need to stop playing. because it's not good. Any tournament you're going to be playing, if this TUI didn't get accepted, you will take a 0 for each tournament that you're going to play, and you'll have to pay the money back. So you'll be like, all right, so you did nothing. So she was like, and also you need to stop playing because any ban you're going to take is going to be taken off of your of the time that you served. So the time if you serve is going to be taken off of any ban. So I was like, all right, then it's fair enough that I need to stop playing. So after the Squash on Fire tournament, I said, okay, I'm going to stop playing. I'm going to suspend myself. Then I was suspending myself. And yeah, and see how things go with that TUE thing. Suspended myself completely. They accepted my suspension on the 10th of March and tried to apply for another TUE. They asked me for a lot of things, like if you have it, like they need a proof that, like, obviously they're not just going to grant a TUI for someone who just say I'm sick, all of these things. You need to have proofs. I had proofs of like prescriptions from my doctor, like medical reports saying that I actually do have that quite often, all of these things, but it was not a good proof for them. They needed me to be an asthmatic to take that medication. They needed all of this, like, proof things that that they wanted. So couldn't do anything about it. Just said I don't have it, and then they denied my TUI. But they took around like 2.5 months responding to that TUI, so which is quite a long time because the first one got rejected in like 2 days. So I was like, all right, what's the plan now? That lawyer I was with, she said you're probably looking around maybe 16 months, 18 months. So I was like, gee, that's a long time. Like,
that's not okay.
Exactly, that's not okay. Luckily, when I was in Dubai, I met a guy there in the academy, a young boy who was like coaching a little bit. His dad is a lawyer, so I gave him, his name is Badr. He works in Misan Partners, which they took my case from there. Super professional people. Obviously, with the help of ITA as well, it went smoother. But when they took my case, they just tried to show that I actually didn't mean to take anything. I didn't have any idea. I didn't have any knowledge. I didn't have any kind of thought that this medication is going to have any kind of, drug or anything that's going to enhance my performance. I think that was in August, beginning of August. They responded to the ITA saying that they are my lawyers now, blah blah, all of these things. We started negotiating. I got my first agreement. So I was basically getting sued by two parts: the WSF, which is the World Squash Federation, and the World University Federation. So the World University Federation, what they wanted was to disqualify all my results. So I said, all right, go ahead, disqualify. Just, I at that time, the main thing was going through my head is to just get me on. Like, tell me how long do I need to be banned for? Tell me how long am I going to be suspended for?
Nothing was clear.
There was nothing clear, which was getting in my head. It was by far the most, like, the toughest time in my life. It was just like, I don't know what is going to happen. Like, I don't know what to expect tomorrow. I don't know what to expect in a year. Because probably in a year, I could be in the same position that I am at the moment. So that was what was going through my head at that moment. Yeah, just they disqualified my results. I was like, yeah, completely fine. Yeah, sure, go for it. And then I got the other appendix, which is the WSF, which is the real talk. Because here I could be suspended for like 2 years. So my lawyers reached out to the ITA, they spoke, they tried to get an agreement, and then we got an agreement. I think we sent our response on the probably like 20th of September, something like this, saying that, yeah, stating that every single thing in me didn't know that I took a banned substance, that I didn't know anything about it, that it was a complete mistake, that my doctor gave it to me and he was just unaware of what is this medication, basically. So yeah, just that. So I have 3 lawyers, which Salma, Tariq, and Bad, and honestly, all of them were just trying to do everything they can to just get me through, to at least to let me know how long I'll be taking. Obviously, with those type of cases, you try to link other cases to yours, and that's what they did as well in my response. Is to try to get cases that took the same substance and took like a low period of time of suspension. So they responded. They said that we need X amount of times. ITA didn't agree, and then they said to us, yeah, we can agree on 6 months, but every single tournament that I played since the day that I got tested would be taken off from me, which for me, understanding that I'm gonna start over again. So yeah, that was the big deal out of it. Like this was the big deal, because basically now you're just suspending me for a year.